Hi friends, it's Becca from Becca's Garden and Prepper Pantry. Today I'm going to show you guys a diabetes food box haul that I picked up today. This is a monthly food box in our local area here in South Texas. I went this month and signed up. I have a rare form of diabetes insipidus is what it's called, and they said I qualified, and so let's see what they put in our box this month. Yeah, let's get into it. They put in a really handy information packet for people who have diabetes and maybe don't understand how to take care of themselves in the heat and how it can affect them, and some of the signs and symptoms to look out for if you're dehydrated. We are here in South Texas where the heat is pretty hot. We're in the upper 90s and heat indexes are way over 100 every day. It's June 2025 in the summer. Yep, you can feel worse in the humidity. They've also got some tips for management, drinking water, avoiding alcohol, check your blood sugars, know your medicines, symptoms to look out for heat exhaustion. That can happen pretty quick in, around here, so you have to be prepared. And then if you don't have an emergency plan, here's a checklist to make one, so that's super handy for people that maybe don't realize that that's something that they need to do and take care of themselves. I think that's really great to include that in the box. So I've unloaded everything here, and there's a box of some canned goods over here. So it looks really balanced. This is probably the best food box I have seen since I started getting some extra help at the food bank. Yeah, so we've got some nice cucumbers for salads, mangoes. I love mangoes. Bananas are really great in potassium as well as mangoes. That helps me out a lot. Like I said, I don't buy a lot of fresh fruit because the prices are pretty expensive and I can't drive, so it's hard for me to get out and get around. Today I did get a ride from someone because the little short bus I signed up for was not running today because it's June 19th or Juneteenth. And so I called for a ride and they said it wasn't running. So I did find a ride and I'm super thankful for that. We got some frozen veggies, Brussels sprouts and broccoli and cauliflower. I love those. Chayote, I still have no clue what to do with that. I guess it's some type of squash that maybe you parboil it a little bit and peel it and saute it maybe for a stir fry. I don't know, let me know in the comments below, what do you do with chayote? Do you have some recipes? We got some really good proteins here. We got some pollock fish nuggets. It looks like 3 pounds of ground beef and 2.2 pounds of some chicken drumsticks. So that's a really good selection. I mean, beef, chicken, and fish. That is just really great and balanced and a good blessing. We've got the russet potatoes, super yummy potatoes. Bell peppers in my area can go for about 70 cents to $1.50 depending on where you're shopping. So lots of good bell peppers, great for fresh salads, stuffed bell peppers, tomato sauces, and I do have a recipe that I grew up eating called Dynamite. It's peppers, onions, hamburger, and some spices with some tomato sauce, and we used to put it on hoagie rolls, or we would put it on rice, and I'll probably be making some of that. And I'll try to put the recipe down below. We've got some romaine lettuce for some salads. 2 pounds of carrots for some salads, fresh eating. Carrot cake is really nice to have in the summer too. Eggplant. We got some, I love making ratatouille. That's been a really good, fun recipe that I've enjoyed. I've got some eggplant growing in the garden and it's starting to bloom for the first time, so hopefully this will be a good season for eggplant in the garden. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy these. The last watermelon we got was really sweet, so that will be really fun to cut open into. We got another protein over here, some pinto beans, and those are really good for charro beans for tacos, breakfast tacos, lunch tacos. I think there's a 3-bean salad recipe I found recently. That's a cold salad. And then we've got some spaghetti sauce, collard greens, tropical fruit salad and a light syrup, 2 cans of spinach, and I actually really love the yellowfin tuna, so I got a can of tuna fish, So I'm going to say that this was the best food box I've gotten. Overall is a really healthy, balanced selection to make meals from, and I'm really grateful and really excited. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today and checking out what my food haul is. Let me know what kind of meals and things that you would make from this. I'm super excited. You can always make some smoothies, or if you didn't know, you can freeze your bananas, put them in a blender, and either make like some milkshakes, or you can also make like an ice cream with a little bit of a couple of dates, maybe a little bit of splash of vanilla, and then you've got like a frozen ice cream, just blending it up as the frozen bananas. That's always really yummy too, and a nice cool treat for the summer. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. This is the only box I'll be doing, I think, the rest of this month for June. So we'll see you in the next video. Hit subscribe, like, comment, and share. You guys have a blessed day. Thanks.